I've been trying to come up with a steel-making related pun, but not knowing anything about the process of producing steel from iron ore and scrap meant that this proved difficult. Besides,
in steel making, impurities such as nitrogen, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and excess carbon are removed from the iron ore, and alloying elements such as manganese, nickel, chromium and vanadium are added to produce different grades of steel.
Just isn't that funny? Then again, neither is several thousand people losing their jobs. Tata Steel is an enormous global steel enterprise who say that their British operations just aren't good business sense. And at one of their plants, Port Talbot in Wales, they're losing £1 million a day. So, soz, we're off ski. The government is saying, oh no, that's a shame. Hopefully another global steel enterprise will come and buy it instead. Who would do that? If Tata want to cut their losses and get out, then what are the odds of rival profit seekers drawing the complete opposite conclusion? None. Never mind the thousands whose homes, communities and livelihoods totally depend on the industry. The bottom line is the bottom line, which is tricky if you accept that the free market is the best way to organise society. I don't. I'm a socialist. Cast your mind back to when the banks failed. The government bailed them out, but suddenly when it's steel workers who face ruin, well, they can go do one. In fact, when the banks did fail, they weren't truly brought into public ownership and running the interests of society. They were basically just handed a blank cheque, told as you were lads, while the rest of us enjoy relentless austerity measures. If we was to nationalise the steelworks and give the people who actually work in the plants democratic control over the management of it, we'd be able to use it for all kinds of really useful stuff, like railways, there's not enough of them, or housing, that is definitely short in supply. I should know, I'll be nursing till I'm 60 to pay for this bad boy. Cute cupboards though, right? So, what would it cost? Well, the estimates I've seen put it about £1.5 billion, which sounds like an awful lot of money, but actually it's about the same cost as half of one military airplane carrier. So it's about choices. Do we want more war or do we want more railways? It's obvious. Nationalise it, put it under the control of the workers who are already in the plants. Not me, I can't even think of a steel related pun. Invest, and then we've got all this steel that we already own to put to good use in socially necessary projects. It's obvious. It's so obvious that you would expect high profile socialists like Jeremy Corbyn and John McDonnell to be screaming it from the rooftops. Now, I don't know if the leader of the Labour Party and the Shadow Chancellor watch austerity blows, but if you do, heads up, there is literally no point in being a socialist in your mind, but not putting forward socialist solutions when tens of thousands of people's jobs depend on it. Just putting it out there. Socialism isn't a dirty word. It's not like fuck or Voldemort. It's also worth remembering that hundreds of thousands of young people, working people, signed up to the Labour Party because Jeremy Corbyn's socialist message meant hope. If now's not the time to push back against free market capitalism, then what the hell are we hoping to achieve? Just saying, socialism, it's still relevant. Anyway, when it comes to socialism or capitalism, express yourself in the poll up here. Share, subscribe, see you later.